This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 1981, Remembering the Emotional Impact of Your Finances by Andrea Joy of SavingJoyfully.com. And I'm your host and personal finance enthusiast, Diana Merriam. Now let's get right to today's article and start optimizing your life. Remembering the Emotional Impact of Your Finances by Andrea Joy of SavingJoyfully.com. Memories of many years of poor financial management still haunt me. Sometimes it's in the moments and situations where I least expect it. Today, I stopped at an ATM to withdraw some money. It was the same ATM that I've used for years, and I was making just a simple $20 cash withdrawal. The management of my financial situation has been far better than it ever was before. I've learned many hard lessons over the years and have come a long way towards a brighter financial future. The emotional impact of my finances. As I pulled up to insert my debit card, I saw a receipt hanging onto the ATM from the last cash withdrawal. I couldn't help myself. I peeked at the receipt as I was inserting my own card. With a wave of emotions, it all came running back to me. The years of financial struggles, tears, hopelessness, and feelings of failure overcame me. The withdrawal amount shown was $20, and the remaining balance was $16.13. My heart hurts for the person on the other end of that withdrawal. I know your struggle, my friend, and I'm so sorry. I realize that I don't know the situation involved at all, and I'm making assumptions based on my past. My husband reminded me that this could be just one of many accounts, and they could keep most of their money somewhere else. None of those thoughts ever crossed my mind. Why? Because in that brief moment, I was that young woman again, and I was right back where I used to be. I was receiving that same news at the ATM unexpectedly, or worse, the balance was negative, followed by days of overdrafts I could no longer control. That hopeless feeling was so familiar and so overwhelming, just like it used to be. Only this time, it wasn't me. Then I began to remember this is why I created Saving Joyfully. Saving Joyfully was created for those just like me struggling to learn to manage their financial situations. Memories like this come to mind frequently as I watch others struggle with similar financial situations. I'm reminded of a lifestyle I no longer live, but could so easily slip back into. If you're struggling financially, if you're like I once was and you're struggling with your money, maybe you have less than $20 in your account. It's not the end. Don't give up. If I can turn my finances around completely, so can you. There are many ways you can improve your situation right now, even if it seems like you can't. You might be tired, burned out, frustrated, and even depressed, but you can make it. There's help and hope. Remember, it's not how much money you make, it's how you manage your money. If you're just starting to make financial progress, if you've already made progress and you feel like your progress has stalled, don't forget the financial struggles that once pushed you forward. Even today, as I've made progress and no longer live paycheck to paycheck, I'm still reminded of those days. I take these reminders as a blessing. Recalling what once pushed me out of that situation helps keep me on track. Memories of my former finances keep me on the right track. I'm so grateful today for the progress that I've made so far with my money. I still recall those difficult years often, and they're still very fresh in my mind. Each time I'm faced with moments like this one, I'm reminded that overcoming financial struggles is always possible, even when I may feel hopeless. Someone once told me that what they appreciated about my blog was the honesty and emotional aspect which I frequently shared. They liked that I discussed the relationship between managing our finances and discovering joy. That's stuck in my mind since we had this conversation. My blog was created after a very difficult time in my life, where I needed both encouragement to find joy in life and to keep making the right financial choices. The emotional side of managing our finances. There is most definitely an emotional side to managing money that is rarely discussed by anyone. This emotional aspect can be either the reason you succeed or the reason you fail. Don't let your financial situation control your emotions. And even more importantly, don't let your emotions manage your financial life. Learning to recognize the emotional pitfalls that once controlled you and your finances can change your situation drastically. When you recognize that you can control more than you had once thought, it becomes clearer that you absolutely can change your situation. You just listened to the post titled, Remembering the Emotional Impact of Your Finances by Andrea Joy of SavingJoyfully.com. Emotions can impact our finances immensely because for many of us, money is often a focal point for measuring success. But I'd like to point out here that net worth does not equal self-worth. Money is a tool. It's an incredible resource that can open up many options in life. But having more money doesn't necessarily indicate how successful you are. Success is a feeling. It's a state of mind. You cultivate it through practices of gratitude and personal development, not amassing a sum of money. You can actually have all the money in the world and still not feel successful because success is an inside job. But that being said, I do agree that moving away from shame and regret around money is crucial to building a more positive money mindset. I did this, and I continue to do this by allowing my curiosity to be bigger than my fear. When it comes to money, it really is all figure-outable, but you have to be willing to face the music, to look at the reality of your situation and come up with a plan to dig out. Curiosity can be a way of convincing the part of you that's ashamed to just take a look. Run that credit report, track those expenses, start building out a skeleton of a budget, just out of curiosity. I found for myself that my initial curiosity quickly turned into confidence and allowed me to do a complete 180 on my finances. That should do it for another edition of Optimal Finance Daily. I'll be back tomorrow as usual, so I'll see you there on the Wednesday show where your optimal life awaits.